as we take a hop, skip, and a jump into our text this morning, we're introduced to a character whose life seemingly is always in the shadows. John the Baptist had a lot of similarities to the mainstay or the main reason we celebrate Christmas, and that is his cousin Jesus. There are a lot of similarities. Let me share them with you. Just like Jesus, John the Baptist was also a miracle child. His mother, who was old in age and was barren, was able to conceive a son, and she named him John. Not only was his birth similar to Jesus, but also his ministry, in which he had a very, very powerful ministry. And people began to flock to John the Baptist, and people even wanted to elevate him as if he was the Messiah. But one thing, as we read through his narrative, we understand that his life remained in the shadows. How do you feel if you realize God has called you to the shadows? John the Baptist, when he was born, there was no star to mark his birth. There was no angelic chorus to announce his birth. There were no wise men to come and confirm his birth. And although they had no confirmation or no announcement or no star to mark his birth, his life still remains significant. This morning, the text is tailored to teach us that God can create significance even in the shadows. John the Baptist's birth is often lost in the Christmas narrative because we celebrate Jesus, the mainstay, the centerpiece of Christmas, that many times we forget the meta-narratives that surround the birth of Jesus. Here, John the Baptist is born, and many similarities that they share, but yet he's still in the shadows. This morning, I compared John the Baptist's birth is similar to batteries on Christmas morning. Every child wakes up on Christmas morning and gets ready to play with their toys, and they've been blessed by Santa Claus or by their parents or whomever dropped the gifts off that particular morning, and they're ready to play. And I can recall many times growing up, and I received a new toy, and it was interesting that I was glad that it was wrapped real pretty, and I tore it open, and it was what I wanted, what I requested, but it was a problem because I could not play with it. It wouldn't come on. Then I noticed on the packaging that it said 3 AA batteries needed. And when I announced that, my father would say, "Oh, my bad, I forgot the batteries." He would go to his office and he would grab 3 batteries and bring them back to me. And then I will put the batteries in my toy, and I will forget about the batteries and enjoy the toy. Although the batteries are never celebrated, the batteries were still significant. There were things I could not do if I had not had the batteries. The batteries weren't wrapped in pretty wrapping paper, but the batteries were still significant. I didn't put batteries on my Christmas list, but batteries were still needed. And that's like the birth of John the Baptist. We may not celebrate it, we may not have a day for it, we may not wrap it in pretty paper, but his birth was still significant. There's someone here this morning, I need to let you know, just in case you're feeling down about yourself, people may not celebrate you, people may not know your name, people may not call your name may not be in the lights, but your birth was still significant. And you can never come down on yourself, even if you find your life stuck in the shadows.